This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, all. Let's start the session. So, before starting our session, let me introduce myself. I'm Anil Kumar. I have 15 years of experience in the IT industry. With overall 15 years of working in IT industry, the last 5+ years, I'm working in DevOps practices. I was worked in various roles in IT, from software developer, system manager, scrum master, and the project manager. So from those various roles, the background what I have, I got an opportunity to be working with the DevOps practices. So DevOps is a buzzword right now in the market where every organization and every blog and IT journals are writing in articles on it, and dedicated conferences are conducting on DevOps practices in our industry. So let's see the trends which are happening in the IT industry with the lens of DevOps. So before getting into the DevOps here, let me tell you an example, then we'll be getting in depth of where the DevOps implementation is happening. So long years when I was working as a developer, software developer, the transition used to be last over a weekend when we used to be deploying our application, that is the software project, into our production service, that is deploying the software, spending the whole weekend, and getting the software out the door, that is out to the production server, deployment, and on Monday, the same case that nothing is working. So there is a configuration kind of an issues, which is work in the development environment, which is not working in your production environment. These kind of an issues we used to get it. But still, even now, we face a similar kind of an issue still today. So let's talk about the movement that came around called the DevOps. So with the implementation of the DevOps, how we have reduced all the issues which we have faced earlier. Let's get into this. Let me show you here. Yeah. Now here, the development and the operations team people, they are involving in this DevOps implementation. Let me tell you from the scratch that how this DevOps will be working together. Let's see. The DevOps approach, the development and operations people, they are working together. They are working together. They are earlier they worked in isolated places. They never worked together. Now with this DevOps approach, they will work together. They'll understand the issues what they are facing individually when they are working. So with the implementation of this DevOps, adaptation of this DevOps, to get the better collaborative way they can work, to have a better communication, and ultimate goal was to build the trust in them and reduce the friction we see in the hands off between the dev and ops. So this DevOps will reduce the friction which is happening earlier with the, friction was happening between the development and the operations people. Let us think about here. See here, this is an abstract idea, like abstract idea here, ideation, the idea what the client is getting. You want to be converting that one into an application. So he's approaching a development organization, and the development organization is writing the code for that one. So when they write the code for that one, it will be deploying into your production server. So then when they deploy into the production server, the client expecting that their idea or the application to be get into the productions, get into the market at the earliest, so that the users added the value for that one by using that application. By using that application, the client is getting the real money. So after the users start using that application, they will be getting the feedback. The feedback in the form of might be the bug fixes, okay, and might be enhancements, might be the new features. Okay, when they got the feedback in these forms, in this bug fixes and enhancements and the new features, the developers start working on that one, and again they are going to be deploying the applications into the production server. Deploy the changes, the bug fixes and the enhancements has been done in the already existing code, and the new features they have to be developed. They will they'll write the new code and deploy that one into the production server in a quick time. But this is not as much as easy how it looks now. There are when from the development team, it is going to be deploying into the production server. In between, there are a number of stakeholders are there. Business analysts are there, testing servers, SIT, integration server, delivery manager, release managers. So many stakeholders are there in between. So these are all things it will be getting from one server to the other server, that is different environments that will be maintained. Again, it will be depending upon the organization and the complexity of the projects which you are working. Let me get in depth of this one. So let me show you this. What are the different environments it is going to be working here? Let me show this one as well. Yeah, here the developers developing the code. Okay, developers, they develop the code here. And once they develop the code, they move the code into the source code management. Okay, this is your source code management. In the source code management, we have the different tools are available in the market. The source code management, where the developers save the code, save their code, develop the code. So like we have SVN, Subversion Network, GitHub, Bitbucket, Perforce. It's a commercial one. So many are there here. Okay. Out of this, mostly the widely used one is GitHub nowadays. Okay. Here, when these developers are writing the code, a number of developers are working on application, right? When these developers develops the code and push their code into the source code management, and they are working on different modules again. Okay, they are working, suppose developer 1 is working on module 1, and developer 2 is working on module 2, and developer 3, this one, he's working on module 3. Okay, so when they have pushed the code, when they have check in the code, we can check in the code into the source code management. Here the versions will be maintained here. Okay, the versions will be maintained, and after that it will be deploying into your build server or continuous integration server. Here we got the picture of continuous integration server. Let me call it as continuous integration server. Okay, and in this continuous integration server, we are going to be integrating these modules. Okay, not individual module will be acting as a complete application, right? When we are integrating this module 1, module 2 and module 3, then we'll be getting the complete application. So here what it will do is the continuous integration server, this module 1, and they are integrating the module 2 and the module 3. They're integrating and developing a total application. So this total application is going to be testing here, and here compiling, integrating and generating the executable files. We are going to be using the different build tools here. So earlier we have the Ant, and now we have Maven tool. So Maven tool, we have next one MS build, Microsoft build tool. So these are the different tools are available to build your executable jar files. So when we get this executable jar files, and this executable file we are going to be deploying into the next environment is called your testing environment. Okay, It is deploying into your testing server. So in this testing server, they're going to be test this application. And here they are going to be maintaining a 2-tier architecture and the 3-tier architecture.